Hey everybody, it's Josie. Welcome back to Cedar Creek Homestead. It's been a beautiful day here. The sun's been out. It's been nice. It's going down now and the breeze is starting to pick up a little bit, so it's a little bit chilly. I'm out in the farm truck because the house is crazy. The kids are spending a little bit of time with mom and dad playing before it's time to clean up and have supper and take baths. They've been playing with their Tonka trucks and road grader out here moving rocks in the driveway around. And they have, the mud has been attracted to them, and they love it. And I'm glad that they get out here and play hard and run some of that energy off before time to go in for the evening. So anyway, I thought I would come out here and we'd spend a little bit of time. Tomorrow is Valentine's Day, and so happy Valentine's Day to all of you. Remember when we were kids and we would get to make those Valentine's boxes, and the schools that I went to always kind of made a little competition in our classes, a contest of who could make the best Valentine box, and we would work hard and come up with different themes. I think about my mama, how she at different times she had kids going through. There were 7 of us, and so some of us were in elementary school, but by the time all the kids that were in elementary school, some of us had moved up, and we weren't making Valentine's boxes anymore. But I thought about her, and I thought about how she took the time to help each of us make our Valentine's box. Now, I don't remember all of the different ones I made down through the years, and I'm thinking that I only had Valentine's boxes from kindergarten through the 6th grade, and then when you moved on to junior high, you didn't do that kind of stuff anymore. And so I can for sure remember 2 Valentine's boxes in particular. One I made all by myself, and one that my mom helped me make. The one I made myself looked like a mailbox. I remember that because I can remember the aluminum foil that I used I shaped it and then I covered it in aluminum foil, and I can remember that. The one my mom helped me with, I was in the 3rd grade, and I wanted, we took probably a cigar box or a Kleenex box, but probably a cigar box. And so if I was in the 3rd grade, I'm the oldest, so there was 4 of us in school at that time, so she had to help make 4 Valentine's boxes, plus she had to do all of the other things and take care of 3 little children that weren't in school yet. I can remember that it was red and white gingham material, and she helped me cut out red lace hearts and red cellophane and pink and white, and made it's in my head. I don't have any pictures of it, but it's in my head of this Valentine's box. Now, my brothers and my little sister, I don't remember any of theirs, but I remember mine. But we're talking about love today, and that Valentine's box represents love to me. Not because I went to school and I got all the little Valentines, got the candy hearts and all the things that kids used to get when we had, your class Valentine's party, but the love that my mom had to take the time to help us with our creations for school when she was so overwhelmed with time. Y'all know how it is. We're busy. We've got so many things going on. Plus she had to do laundry and cook and do all of the things, and get everything ready for the next day of school. And she took the time to help me make my Valentine box. And she was good to do that. She, not only Valentine's Day, but she did all of the other things. I think at one time, 2 or 3 of us kids volunteered her to be the class mom. We only did that one time, and we never did that again. She ran ragged with making cupcakes and doing different things, because those were the days that you could make homemade items and take them to the school, and you can't do that anymore. But she showed her love by doing things that she knew how to do. She didn't go out of her way and spend lots of money. We just simply didn't have it. But she gave of her time. She gave of her talent. And that was love. I remember my step-grandma and how she was always looking for a bargain. Now, my stepdad was her youngest child. She had 4 boys. He was the youngest. And it seemed like she took my mom under her wing. And they were always going and picking berries or getting something that was on sale, and they would put it up, can it. And they did apples that way. They made apple filling and applesauce and different items so that we had food on the shelf. And she always made sheet cakes. She was the queen of sheet cakes, and they were delicious. She was good at that, and she was always bringing something to the house that she had made. Something homemade, usually homemade. She didn't bring a bunch of, go to the store and buy a bunch of cookies and chips and things like that. It was always homemade things that she had made. She'd make a big volume of it, and she would bring it up to the house and she would share. Or, she would make quilts, and they weren't like the fancy, beautiful pieced quilts that people do, although she could do that. A lot of times she would take fabric that was from old clothes and stuff, and she would make big, heavy quilts, and she would bring those to the house, and those provided extra warmth for us in the wintertime. And she was always on the lookout. Her and my mom would go to yard sales or different sales, and they did all kinds of things to help us make ends meet. The times were rough then. Times are rough again now. And I thought about her, and I thought that was love. She showed her love by being selfless in the things that she did. She spent her time and her effort teaching my mom how to put food up and to do things that she needed to do to make ends meet for her family. That was love. I remember my Sunday school teacher from when I was probably in the 6th or 7th grade. I loved her. I treasured her. I wanted to be like her. And she sung in the choir at the church, and we rode the church buses on Sunday morning to church, and all the kids from all over the county. And she was our teacher, one of our teachers, and I just thought the world of her. And one Sunday she came in, and she was really stern with the girls that were in the Sunday school class. They separated the girls from the boys, and we were in the girls' Sunday school class, obviously. And she was really, really getting after us for our behavior in the church service. And it really bothered me. It bothered me mostly because I had disappointed her. And what had happened, and I've probably shared this story before, is a bunch of us girls sat together, 3 or 4 of us from school, also went to church together, and we just happened that Sunday to sit on the front row. And like I said, she was in the choir, and so she could see us. And we sat on the front row, and we painted our fingernails. And she really, really got after us and let us know that it was not appropriate to sit on the front row in church service and paint your nails. And while it hurt our feelings, while it disappointed us that she was disappointed in us, that was love. She took the time to instruct us and to teach us that what was right and what was wrong. Another instance of that was when I was older, and I lived with my granny and grandpa before Howie and I got married. I was probably 18 at the time, and I told a fib, told a lie. And I am of the persuasion that a fib is a lie, a white lie is a lie, stretching the truth is a lie. If it's not true, it's a lie. There's truth, and then there's lies. And I had told a lie, and I thought it was just a little white lie, because I told a partial truth, and a partial truth is a lie as well. Just so y'all know. If there's any falsehood to it at all, it's a lie. And my granny, I told it to her. And she let me go all day long. And at first, she didn't know that it was a lie. But what happened was I told this thing. I missed work is what I did. And I told this partial truth. And I told it about my great-granny on my mama's side. But I worked with a lady that I went to church with that knew my granny, and when the story got to her that my grandma had had a stroke and I was going to see her, and my great granny had had a stroke, but she was already recovered and at home. So I told only a partial truth. It got back to this lady that was concerned that my grandma had had a stroke, and so she called. I come in. My granny never said anything. Nobody ever said anything. I don't even know for sure if my grandpa even knew about it. She let me go all day, all evening through supper. I was in my room that evening. She knocked on my door, and she come in carrying her Bible. She sat down at her desk where she studied, and she turned around and she began to talk to me and to tell me that she knew that I had lied. She had scripture. She preached to me is really what she done. She taught me. And that lesson has always stuck in my head since then. I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful that my grandma had it. Enough love in her heart to say, no, you're not going to get away with that lie, that you profess to be something. You profess to be a Christian, and lying is not right. And she loved me enough to tell me the hard thing. All of these examples, all these people that I told you about, I cherish, every one of them. There's many, many, many more instances that I can tell you of love in my life, how they've affected me, how they've impacted me, how they've made my life one way or another. All of these people took the time to care for me and helped me, molded me, and helped to make me the person that I am today because of their love. I was fortunate. I was blessed to have the husband that God gave me. I truly believe that He put us together. And I truly stand before you now, or sit before you now, and say that I had the best husband that I could have ever had. And I miss him, always miss him. And I didn't think at first. In fact, Valentine's Day was the very first major, the very first that was in my face after he passed away, that I thought I wasn't going to be able to make it. In fact, I believe I probably had a panic attack. I was inside Walmart. I've told this story before. I didn't want to be there, but my mother-in-law had to go, and she insisted that I go with her. And I get in, and there's Valentine's Day has thrown up inside of Walmart. There was balloons everywhere. There was stuffed animals, and there was candy, and it was during the COVID time. I had to wear a mask, and I have trouble with that anyways, being able to breathe. I had COVID. I was recovering and was having, for a long, long time, had lung issues. So the mask didn't do me any favors as far as, helping me to breathe. So I was trying to work through that, and the Valentine's Day hit me in the face, and I had a panic attack there in Walmart. But I've made it through that. I've gotten through that with wise counsel from other people. Some of you that are widows on here have loved me enough to counsel me and to help me through the storm, to remind me that I was blessed, to remind me that I was fortunate, and to count myself blessed and be thankful for the time that I had. Sheridan, Minnie Ann, many others that have just reached out to me in special ways. A stranger, really. Never seen you face to face, but bound together in common bonds through widowhood, through Christianity, through experiences of life. And that's another example of love. And my Howie, I look at our life together and all the memories, all the things, experiences that we had through life, and my heart smiles. I hear him laugh. Those of you that have been with the channel for a long time, when he passed away, some of you made comments about his laugh. He had a distinct laugh. He really enjoyed life. He liked to have fun. He loved music. He loved the Lord. And he was gentle. And he wasn't self-serving. He thought of others, very giving with his business, with his dealings with other people, with me, with Blade. He was such a giving person. And so I had a good example in him of love. And I would like to think that I can be a good example to others of what love is. Not the Valentine love, although I feel like I have a beautiful love story that I can share and encourage others in their life with their spouses. And I try to do that with my children, my son and my daughter-in-law. Try to speak into them things that are affirming, and just to be the best that I can be, to preach love, to teach love, not Valentine's love, so to speak. But to love in general. And this world needs it. When we look around and we see all of the nasty things going on, and this year's going to be one of those years, I think, with going into a year of political stuff, and we hear all of the things, the wars and inflation, and just all of the things. This world needs love. So the greatest example that we ever could have, besides our grannies and our grandpas and our spouses and teachers and parents and all of those down through life that I've used as example, the greatest in my life is the Lord. And when I think about him and how he dealt with different ones that he met, that he taught love, and he taught forgiveness, he taught new life. We can be all those things, that we can be examples of love to those that desperately need to see love. They desperately need to see compassion. They need to see selflessness. They need to see what 1 Corinthians chapter 13 teaches, what love is and what love isn't. Love is patient and love is kind. But love also doesn't remember the things that were done unto us and to seek revenge for those. Now, this is all paraphrasing on my part, but go and read those verses, and it'll tell you what love is and what it is not. Let's take the opportunity to exemplify love, to let it shine, to make other people's hearts smile with just a little bit of kindness, a little bit of respect. There's enough people that are out there pushing people's buttons and getting on each other's last nerves. The best thing that we could do is to show love and to show kindness, to patience, understanding. And let's not get ourselves caught up in what the world preaches as love. Those that are bounce from relationship to relationship to relationship and never really bring anything to the table. They're just to be self-served. What can I get from you? Not what can I do for you, but what can you do for me? Let's change that way of thinking. Let's do our best to make things better. And let's spread the kind of love that this world needs. I hope you guys have a wonderful Valentine's Day tomorrow. My kids are going to wait until Saturday to go do something, probably go out to dinner and whatever, do their thing. And Meemaw is going to spend time with the boys. I'm going to be making a chocolate Italian love cake for Valentine's for a dinner tomorrow evening, and I'm going to do a video on that recipe. So stick with me tomorrow, and you'll get to see how to make an Italian love cake. It's a simple recipe, and who knows, it might be something that you decide to do for your family. This is Josie. I love y'all. I really do. Keep looking well to the ways of your household. Look for opportunities to love others around you. Teach love, show love. And until next time, guys, we're gone.